And actually, going through what you and the rest of the family have gone through.
I think when you are bereaved at a very young age, anytime really, but particularly at a young age, I can resonate closely to that. You feel pain like no other pain, and you know that in your life it's going to be very difficult to.
Imagine waking up one morning, still carrying the pain of losing your mother at just 15 years old. And by the end of that same life journey, you suddenly control one of the most powerful private estates on Earth. Thousands of acres, ancient castles, entire coastlines worth billions. That's not fiction. That's Prince William. But here's where things get complicated, because the moment he took control, someone very close to Queen Camilla quietly lost their place inside the royal system. And that decision, it may have just revealed where real power in the royal family truly lies. Before you go, something at the end might just change the way you see this. If you're enjoying the video, please consider subscribing. It's completely free, and it genuinely helps us create more of what you love. Stay with us till the end. You won't want to miss this. Welcome back. And if you're new here, this is where we uncover the stories the headlines only hint at, because this one gets deeper the more you look. Let's go back to the moment that changed everything. September 8th, 2022, the day Queen Elizabeth II passed away at Balmoral. To the public, it was a moment of mourning, but behind palace walls, it triggered one of the largest silent transfers of power, wealth, and control in modern royal history. Titles shifted overnight, responsibilities changed instantly, and Prince William didn't just gain a title, he gained an empire. When King Charles III took the throne, William automatically became the Duke of Cornwall, and with that title came something extraordinary, the Duchy of Cornwall, a private estate valued at around $1.2 billion. But numbers don't even begin to explain its scale. We're talking about 135,000 acres of land, entire islands off the coast of Cornwall, historic farms, luxury holiday properties, and income streams built over nearly 700 years. Yes, 700 years. This isn't just wealth, this is legacy power. In fact, the duchy dates back all the way to 1337, when King Edward III created it for his son, the Black Prince. And since then, it has always belonged to one person, the monarch's eldest son and heir. Now, that person is William. And in 2025 alone, he reportedly earned around $30 million from it, from land rents, investments, tourism, and centuries-old rights. But here's the part most people miss. This isn't just money, it's control. Control over land, over people working that land, over decisions that ripple across entire communities. And William, he didn't waste time making changes, because not long after taking over, a quiet but powerful decision made headlines behind the scenes. Queen Camilla's own sister, Annabel Elliot, gone from the duchy payroll. Now, this wasn't just any employee. She had worked with King Charles for nearly 20 years, a trusted interior designer, a close confidant to Camilla, someone deeply embedded in the royal system. She had been paid tens of thousands of pounds annually, designing and shaping royal properties across the duchy. And then, suddenly, William takes control, and she's out. No public drama, no official statement attacking her work, just a clean, quiet removal. But in royal terms, that speaks volumes. Because this wasn't just about design contracts, it was a message, a very clear one. William is building his own system, not inheriting his father's. And to understand why that matters, you have to look at the history. William didn't grow up in a simple royal household. He grew up watching his mother, Princess Diana, go through one of the most painful and public marriages in royal history. And at the center of that story, Camilla. The relationship between Charles and Camilla, confirmed publicly in the 90s, left deep emotional scars, not just for Diana, but for her sons. William was 15 when Diana died. Harry was just 12. They didn't just lose their mother, they lost her from in front of the entire world. So yes, William has accepted Camilla publicly. He attended the wedding, he's been respectful, he's played his role. But business, power, control? That's different. The Duchy of Cornwall isn't a family dinner table. It's a billion-dollar operation, and William is running it like one. And here's where things get even more interesting, because while William controls the duchy, King Charles controls something else, something just as powerful. Sandringham Castle, Balmoral Castle. These are not crown properties. They are personally owned, personal, emotional, and incredibly valuable. These are the places where royal family members gather for Christmas, prime ministers visit, and where monarchs spend their final days. When Queen Elizabeth passed away, these estates went directly to Charles. Not the government, not the crown, Charles. But one day, they will go to William, and that's where the tension begins to quietly build. Because right now, Camilla lives in these stasis. She shares influence. Her family has had access, connections, opportunities. But in the future, that all depends on William, and based on what we've already seen, he's not afraid to redraw the lines. Even now, insiders suggest he's focused on reducing unnecessary spending, removing long-standing informal ties, and bringing in people he personally trusts. In fact, after removing Annabel Elliot, he reportedly replaced roles with his own inner circle, friends, trusted allies, even godparents to his children. Out with the old network, in with his own. No speeches, no confrontation, just decisions. And that's how power really moves in the royal family, quietly, but much deeper. But let's zoom out for a second, because the scale of what William is stepping into is massive. We're talking about a royal wealth structure estimated at over $18 billion. Land, art, jewels, estates, investments, built across generations. And when William becomes king, he won't just inherit a title. He will inherit Balmoral, Sandringham, the duchy income, access to the crown estate, and a system designed to last centuries. But with that power comes expectations. Already, some residents in Cornwall have raised concerns about how the duchy is managed, about feeling disconnected, about whether modernization will come at a cost. Because when you control that much land, you're not just a landlord, you're responsible for communities. And William is learning that in real time. So what does all of this actually mean? This isn't just a story about a job being removed. It's about transition, from Charles's era to William's, from inherited systems to redesigned structures, from loyalty to control. And for Camilla's family, the shift is already being felt, not through conflict, not through headlines, but through quiet decisions that reshape everything. Because in the royal family, power doesn't shout, it signals. And right now, the signal is clear. A new king is preparing, and he's doing it on his own terms. So here's the real question. Is William right to build his own circle and reset the system? Or does this risk creating deeper divisions inside the royal family? Let me know what you think. And if you enjoy deep dives like this into the royal world, make sure you subscribe, because the next story might be even bigger than this one.